Hi, welcome back to another episode of AJ Addiction Talks. We're continuing our series on the 12 steps. So in the last video we kind of condensed 7, 8, and 9, which was preparing ourselves through our higher power and our sponsor and our therapist to make changes in ourselves, making a list of people we've harmed, and preparing to make amends or to be held accountable, and then going about making those amends with those individual people or those situations as long as it didn't harm ourselves or another person. So now we get into step 10, which is very long in recovery when you're able to recognize your shortcomings, or when you make a mistake or a bad decision, or have a toxic feeling per se, or a toxic thought to that feeling, and then promptly admitting it and being responsible for telling another person that thought at that time before you act on it, admitting that you made a mistake, talking to somebody so you can learn to grow and change from that mistake and not repeat it. So this is being more rigorously honest, not covering up, not lying, not making excuses for what you've done, because we know as part of life in general, and definitely in recovery from addiction, you're going to make mistakes. It's natural, it's expected, it's not out of the ordinary, and perfection is not the goal. No one is going to be perfect. You're going to make mistakes as a human being. So with that in mind, you just promptly admit, or as soon as possible admit, when you make an error, or you recognize these situations that are triggering for you, which means may make you uncomfortable or put you in a state of mind of returning back to usage or making a bad decision, and recognizing those situations, those people, places, and things, and being able to avoid them at all costs, or preparing yourself to deal with them if you cannot avoid them. If you have a toxic person that you know is uncomfortable for you, then you try and not see that person very much. And if you do, you make it very short, and you try and keep the conversation lighthearted, positive, upbeat. And if you feel yourself getting uncomfortable, then trying to remove yourself quickly from that situation. Or if it's really, really uncomfortable, you need to leave right away before you have anything to do with that person. That would be an example. There are lots of other things that could go on. That's just a common one. Returning to using friends or using situations after we've been away from our addictive behaviors for a while can be really, really difficult and should be avoided, but cannot always be avoided. So there you go. That would be step 10. So we'll do 11 and 12 together next time. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you can. And please send me any questions or comments at ajaddictiontalks@gmail.com. God bless. Be well.